Clint Eastwood has spent most of his life letting silence speak for him. Known for his reserved nature and minimal public commentary, he built a career on presence rather than explanation. That's why when Clint Eastwood reveals the truth like never before, it resonates so deeply. It isn't about scandal or sudden confession, but about clarity earned through decades of experience in an industry that constantly shifts its values, loyalties, and definitions of success. Eastwood's journey through Hollywood is unlike almost anyone else's. He rose during a time when stars were carefully managed and opinions were kept private. Survival depended on discipline, reliability, and an unspoken understanding of boundaries. Eastwood learned early that speaking less often meant being heard more clearly. That approach carried him through acting, directing, and producing, allowing him to outlast trends that swallowed others whole. When he speaks honestly now, the truth he reveals is not aimed at individuals, but at the system itself. Eastwood has reflected on how Hollywood gradually transformed from a place focused on storytelling into one increasingly driven by noise, messaging, and constant visibility. His tone isn't angry, it's observational. He describes watching the industry change while consciously choosing not to change with it, even when that decision made him seem distant or misunderstood. One of the most striking elements of Eastwood's truth is his emphasis on restraint. He has expressed that art loses power when it explains itself too loudly. For him, films were meant to ask questions, not deliver lectures. This philosophy shaped his work behind the camera, where ambiguity and emotional subtlety became trademarks. In revealing this perspective, Eastwood explains why he often felt out of step with modern Hollywood without ever feeling the need to confront it publicly. There is also an undercurrent of acceptance in his words. Eastwood doesn't portray himself as a victim of change, nor does he romanticize the past. He acknowledges that every era belongs to its own generation, and that his role was simply to remain true to himself. That honesty feels rare in an industry where reinvention is often mistaken for survival. What makes this moment powerful is the lack of bitterness. Eastwood doesn't settle scores or revisit old conflicts. Instead, he speaks with the calm certainty of someone who knows his work stands on its own. He understands that legacy isn't built through statements, but through consistency. His truth is less about defending his choices and more about explaining them for those willing to listen. Ultimately, Clint Eastwood revealing the truth like never before is about identity. It's about a man who stayed grounded while fame, politics, and expectations swirled around him. He didn't need to be the